Hey, welcome to the second installment of LinkedIn Spy Tapes, where I take one of my LinkedIn connections without divulging their information, and we'll go through what it would take for them to rank in the first page of Google for a specific search term. Um, this week I was looking at water damage restoration, so I'm going to look at water damage restoration in Hartford, Connecticut. So I'm just going to type that in, water damage Hartford, and see what we come up for results. First thing we want to see is what's going on in the search results. So we see we have a three pack here, um, which is these are Google My Business listings here. These three. And the thing is, with the website I'm looking at, they don't have the Google My Business. They don't even have it claimed. So that's important. You want to claim that because if you don't have a Google My Business for your local business, I mean, there is a chance that you'd be in here if it's not competitive at all, because Google does make some of these listings on their own. But you want to be able to optimize that, and for anything competitive, if you don't claim it and optimize it, you don't really stand a chance of being in those top three. If someone clicked more places, you would be there, but not just without doing anything, without claiming it. You're probably not going to show up. And this has a lot of benefits. The main benefit for your business is that on a mobile device, this result here, these top three, you just touch it. You just touch the result on your phone, and it dials the number. So that's great. It's a good click-through ratio. And then you'll see, we have a lot of. Typically, you'll see Thumbtack. You'll see some ServPro sites. You'll see some of these franchise sites. On this, there's not a ton of franchises. I mean, these are websites here, but these are they're not domains of the actual franchise. So some franchises give you a section of their website, like it's called a subdomain that you can use. It doesn't look like ServPro does. So you see, there's a few ServPros competing. Let me see if I can find on page two if we can find one that does it the other way. Um, I don't see any right now. That um, Actually, I think 911 Restoration does it that way. Let's see. And they don't do a subdomain; they do a sub page. Um, in this, I'd have to look into this a little more to see if this is actually the business owner's page. It looks like it may be. We can just go like this. We can search for this phone number and see what it comes up with. Yeah, it looks like it is. It looks like this is, their actual business. So for this franchise, it looks like you get a sub page. Then there's also subdomains where sometimes it will have like Hartford.911 Restoration. Oh, actually, this is 911 Restoration Connecticut. So it's not even the main site. So this may just be owned. I when I first looked at it, it looked like it said it was just 911 restoration, but it's not. It looks like it, but it actually had Connecticut at the end. So anyway, the main thing we want to look at here is what the basics of the on-page SEO. The page title, which is this blue link here, um, and all of these. So we want to see some commonalities. What commonalities these page titles have, and most of the time you're going to see it as hot. They all, not all of them, but the majority of them had Hartford in the page title. You can see it there, 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 there. So all of them actually have Hartford in. So that's telling Google with your page title that this is about Hartford. Now the other part would be water damage. We're looking at water damage, so you see water damage Hartford, water damage Hartford. Um, they all have water damage. So page title, as you can see in this listing, is gonna, you definitely want water damage Hartford in your page title if you would, in doing, um, if you were trying to rank for Hartford water damage or water damage Hartford. Then we start looking, you know, most of these on page two have it. So this is part of, the page title is part of it. If you don't have that in your page title, you're probably gonna have some trouble ranking for it unless you have a high domain authority. Then the next part is the URL. See, we have Hartford here, water damage. It's not in every single one, but you can see where Google will bold what it sees. So in all of this, it's going to bold. So you see Hartford water damage. Then you see, and this is the page description: water damage, um, Hartford water. Um, that Thumbtack usually ranks because it just has high domain authority. Water damage, Hartford. You can see how it's kind of bolded. So that's another thing you want in your page, in your URL if you can, um, and in your page descriptions, which you should be able to change your page descriptions. Then the next thing we're going to look at is, we'll take the first one, ServPro West Hartford. Let's see, how much, how many links they have going on the site, how many citations for local. Citations do a lot. There's a few ways to do it. One way that I like doing is just using Google and using the search operator. There's some search operators you can use, and I'm just going to search for this domain. So anything that has, I might have to put the www in there. Then we don't want the site showing up. We don't want this domain showing up. So we're going to minus that. And we want to see other pages. So right now it shows 111 results. And then if you look into that even more, so you can see how it's all these links. These are essentially backlinks, but they're also citations. And this would be, if you were talking about a backlink, this would be branded anchor text, or naked URL type stuff. But also, most of these are probably going to be citations. And you'll see they get Google Plus, and we can kind of look and see what they have going to the site. They probably don't have it. It definitely, it's, even though it says 111 results here, if you look down here, it only goes to page 5. So they only have, actually, let's go to page 3, because so they only have for citations, less than 24, because some of these are from other sites like IP Neighbors and things like that. So the number one site for water damage, Hartford, looks, fairly easy to beat. We'd have to go in, like if we looked at Moz. So if you went to Open Site Explorer, we can see backlinks coming in too. So I'm just gonna log in with a basic. You can just log in with a basic account. Hold on one second. So I'm logged in. You can just create an account. It gives you a few searches. So I'm just gonna do it like if I was doing it without a paid account. So this is a free account. We'll just plug this in. We probably want to use the www. Yeah, so it redirects. So this page authority and domain authority, that's a score that Moz gives to a website, and that's based on how much content the website has, how many links it has going back to it. And right here, it doesn't look like there's many going to it according to Moz. It found one link, and it's from Keating Insurance. So we can go and look at that, and see right here. This is their link, and it links back to that site. Um, that's not a lot of links. We can look at another one, see how many we can get with the free version. Let's take West. So that's West Hartford. This is the same website, so we're not going to do that one. Let's look at Advanta Clean. Let's see if what their website looks like. Okay, so we'll take a look at these guys and see what they look like. So they have high page authority. We're gonna wait for the links. High domain authority. So this may be like a lead generation site. So you kind of limited to what you can see, but we'll just look here. So this is probably either this is a large site. I'm not familiar with Advanta Clean. They may be a large franchise, or yeah, so they're a franchise. So they what they're doing is a sub page for each area, East Hartford, Connecticut, and they're not doing a lot. I mean, they do have it in their page title, which you can see up there. They have it in their URL, and then the description. We know, I think they had it in their description. Let's see, Advanta Clean. They have water damage a lot. That's like over optimized right there. Um, but I don't see in their description Hartford. So these are things that we'd want to look at. There's more in-depth things that we could look at to give ourselves an advantage, like schema markup. So we could look at this page and see if there's any markup telling Google. So what schema markup does is it tells Google kind of what your website's about, what your business is. It tells Google that your website is for a local business, first of all. So they're like little descriptions. They describe what your website is about, and anything that we can do to make Google's job easier, we want to do. So Google has a tool called Structured Data Markup Testing Tool. So we can just look at this. We can go to the Structured Data Testing Tool, and we can just plug in this URL. Oh, that's not the one we wanted. We wanted this one here because we want to go right to the page and see this address and things like that. We want to make sure. We want to see if that's marked up. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not the right one either. Right here. So we want to see if they have any markup of address and location in here. So we'll copy this, put it into the tool, and then we'll run the test and see if there's no markup detected. So that's something else that would give us an advantage if we put that on our website, to put the structured data on there. And then the other thing is like we were looking at this links. I don't think you need a lot of links to rank for this in Hartford. Other cities may be different, but for Hartford, I don't think it's that difficult. You would, the citations are important. So listing, getting your business listed, and like Yellow Pages, Yelp is kind of a little bit of both, citation and social site, but like those Yellow Pages type sites. Um, you don't want to duplicate any that you already have, so don't just go get a whole bunch of them. You want to make sure you want to see the ones you have, and then add to that. Um, so that looks like a bit about it for the water damage Hartford. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. And specific to this, if it's about your website, if you have a question about your website, you can contact me privately, and we can take a look at it. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you next week.